there. Welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast. Today is what day is
Monday, March 4th, which is not really my father's birthday. My father's birthday is the 7th, though apparently I think it's the 4th.
And it is a Monday, 2013, and this is episode 39. My name is Franciscan Gypsy.
That is not the name we gave her at birth.
My name is Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy on Plurk and Ravelry. And this is...
Do you know?
Are you able to introduce yourself?
I'm quite able to introduce myself. I just don't think you know who I am, since you don't apparently even know who you are.
You have some chai teas on your nose.
Tea?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm Barlisha, also known as Lady Fernico on Plurk and on Ravelry, and Shadowlight. Shadowlight or Shadowlight 1 on my writer's site. Welcome, everybody.
And if you are new, we have a Ravelry Group. Go ahead and join us. If you are not new and just have been watching us for a while and still enjoying this, what's taking you so long?
We'd love to have you.
We'd love to have you.
We're having a lot of fun.
Yes, we are. We're also both on Plurk.
We like friends.
Yes, we do. And we have a couple of websites. We have Blogger and WordPress for the podcast, and we usually post a blip as well.
Which I never go to. I don't even know how to get there.
Yes, I do all the heavy lifting.
As she should. She's 25 years younger than I am.
Anyway, while we're sort of welcoming people, I want to say welcome to a new member. She came right after the podcast last week. Victoria Blue, who is Victoria, and she's from Tel Aviv, Israel.
Welcome.
So, welcome aboard. Well, I have a section that says teas I'm drinking. I'm not drinking tea today. I'm really hungry.
She's eating in front of you.
Yeah, everyone grab their favorite drink or food. I just put some soup in here, and I'm going to pretend I'm drinking something, because that's how I'm going to be eating it. I'm going to be drinking it. I'm hungry. This is my breakfast.
Yeah, she has chicken noodle soup for breakfast.
I don't like breakfast food normally.
And I'm having a chai tea. I did have other teas this weekend.
I know. It's odd, isn't it?
The world almost stopped. If you felt the world revolving the other way, that's what happened. I didn't have chai tea. But, so grab your hot tea, your hot coffee, your soup, whatever it is you want to have, and join us for the podcast.
How many whips do you have?
3.
Okay, so do I. Alright. We don't have a large number of whips this week. We just have a lot of work on said whips.
Right. We were gone all weekend for my father's 75th anniversary. I keep saying anniversary. His birthday, which is actually the 7th, which is, I think, Thursday.
Oh, yeah, it's a bit about what's going on.
Yeah. So we were gone. We went to Philadelphia, which is where my parents live, and celebrated at Maggiano's with a bunch of their friends. Had a nice meal there, kind of family style, which is really good. We had ziti and chicken and salmon. And
by family style, it means that the meal is already picked for you by whoever...
Well, he decided to do it that way.
Yeah.
Grandpa decided to do it that way. So we had you just passed the dishes around, and the food just kind of kept coming, and then we had cheesecake and chocolate cake and cookies for dessert. Needless to say, we went to walk in the mall afterward. And on said walk, we bought hats.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of fun. And we got back yesterday, so it was very difficult to get anything done, knitting or crocheting wise. You know,
I had no issue.
Have to pay attention. Well, she's up all night, but for people who have to pay attention to other people, it was difficult.
I pay attention to other people.
So, but anyway, on to the whips.
Yes. I'm probably gonna be. My noodles didn't follow my prof.
I'll start. I worked a little bit on my Nicole blanket, the half log cabin ombre blanket by Pearl Soho. I'm not sure how much work I did. I think I did some work earlier in the week, but it kind of fell by the wayside. I don't think I did much. I don't. You can see that I am not pulling a Lindsay because Lindsay managed to do that herself this time around, so I didn't have to stand in for her this week.
Well, that's why you do it.
You can see that I'm going to have what do you call it? Picking up stitches lines on both sides because I didn't do it right, but I don't care. It's going to be a design. I don't care. So there's the darker brown. You can see the 3 different colors here. I didn't work too much on this. Like I said, I'm not even sure if I worked anything at all this past week on it. I can't remember. I think I might have worked a little bit in the car on the way to my parents' house. And then I didn't, because I wanted to do other things. So I got a little bit of love, but not much.
Side note, that has nothing to do with anything we're working right now. We went to a place called Pajama Party where I picked up some awesome Batman footy pajamas with a cowl and a cape and everything. It's on my Flirk.
Yeah, check out a Ravelry page too. I think did you put a picture on Ravelry page?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you didn't.
It's on my Flirk. Okay. But while we were there, the guy who was selling the pajamas, it was Pajama Party, the place was. He was really excited about the Fingerless mix.
Yeah, he was asking us about them.
And he's like,
do I have to wear skinny pants?
He's like, it's okay for guys to wear something like that? I mean, I don't have to wear skinny jeans or something. If
we're like, do you want to wear skinny jeans?
Like, no.
I said, then don't wear skinny jeans. But he was really good at what he did. He was working at this place where I think predominantly 70%, 75% of the people are women, young women probably. And it's all geeked out. I mean, there's Batman and Ninja Turtles and Amanda, you would have loved it.
Yes.
No makers. She would have loved it. Casey would have loved it. Anybody who's into that kind of stuff would have loved it.
Oh, I need to make sure we earburn them.
Yes. Are you going to do your whip or should I continue?
No, I should do my whip. Let me put this down. So
it's still a little cold back here because we're supposed to get another snowstorm tomorrow. Go figure.
I just want to make sure.
Just 4 or 5 inches.
Make sure I write notes. I make sure I earburn Amanda says she hears about Pajama Party. Although apparently you can order some of the PJs through Spencer's too online.
Right. But they're really cute because this one of hers actually has the cowl and everything, the cape. Davina got, my other daughter got leopard print from head to toe. She looks adorable. But you can't tell that to her because she gets irritated.
Yes, she does. Okay, so the project I predominantly worked on this week is my Ho Aloha. So if you're doing that knit along and you don't want anything ruined, although I doubt I'll ruin anything for you because I'm still finishing up Clue 2, and most people are on Clue 3 right now.
But if you're not.
But if you're not and you want to save the surprise, I kind of hate getting this out of here because there's all the different needles.
It looks like a porcupine. Armed and dangerous.
So,
oh dear.
No, it's not like anything's coming undone. It's just that I have needles holding.
Don't you want to like cap them off or something?
I could probably, but I haven't been. So
it's very pretty. I like the color.
I should have put this way. So here's the Ho Aloha so far. I'll give you the stats on it in a second.
You can see.
Oh, I think it's actually goes.
Is this ribbing on the bottom?
It's. She calls it a broken
the broken
rib,
yeah.
But it's basically a one-on-one ribbing.
I was wondering what the broken rib was. That's pretty.
So what you're seeing is on this. On this side over
here.
Here there's the buttons, where the buttons will go, and that's no surprise. People, for the most part, know that. So it's going to be pretty nice. I have one more buttonhole to go before I can move on to Clue 2.
Now I'm a very new knitter, as most of you who watched the podcast before know, and it amazes me the difference in the texture from the body to this broken rib. It's really a lot different. It almost feels like it's thicker.
Certainly well, it is kind of thicker because the pearl uses a little more yarn.
Yeah.
But let me put all this together. So this is Ho Aloha by Mel Ski of the Single-Handed Knits podcast. I am using US 6 interchangeables, and this is shepherd's wool in the garnet colorway. I'm trying to stuff this back in here, and I'm going to make sure I said all the stats right in a second, but that all sounds right.
You said 5s and 6s, right?
Yeah, but I'm done with the 5s. Let's see. Did I say Stonehenge fiber mill shepherd's wool?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, yeah. So I got all the stats right.
I think she said that.
Something
close to that anyway.
But yeah, that's all she wrote about that. I'm really enjoying it. I can't wait to actually have the finished product because it's basically all I've been working on for about a month.
To the exclusion of all else, and I do mean all else.
But your turn.
I finally started on the Sedna shawl. I'm calling it Colorful Dreams, and it's for Davina and for the Colorful Cow. I made a really stupid mistake with this. I guess it's a beginner mistake for someone who's a knitter. When I was reading the pattern, because I got to like, I don't know, 27 stitches. Oops. Okay. To 27 stitches, I realized that the spine wasn't lining up. And what was happening was I misread the directions, and so I kept moving it over. So I've restarted it. I'm only on...
this is not a free pattern, so you don't want to give away
too
much of the details. Although it's a pretty simple pattern.
Yeah. I'm only on like row... My paper.
And it is the shawl that never ends.
Actually, I don't find
it goes on and on.
I don't find it to be a problem so far. I'm on row, except for the fact that I had to start it several times. I'm on row 12, and what happens is every other row you add stitches, and I can't tell you how many or anything, but so you can see
it's dark secret.
You can see it. I think that's the wrong side. I think this is the side you want to look at. My stitch marker's in the way, but
and it's very hard to tell at this point because it's so early.
Yeah, but I think they can see that. I gotta get my finger out of the way. There. You see the spine. I'm pulling it a little bit.
Yeah, they would be able to see if you would stop putting your finger in the way. Generally,
let's get that out of the way because I'm so talented this way. All right, it's kind of hard to see, but you get an idea of where the spine is.
Yeah.
And this colorway is the pattern's by Marilyn Lynx. I think that's how she says it, Marilyn Lynx. It's the Sedna shawl, and like I said, for Davina, for the Autism Awareness Cow. I'm using US 4s, 3.5 millimeter needles, and I think it's a 32-inch cord. And the yarn is Plymouth yarn, and Plymouth yarn stiletto sock yarn in the Nemours colorway. It's kind of a rainbow color. Okay, you can see that it's really pretty. I was originally had this for a hat that I was going to do as a test for Anastasia Knits Designs, which I just was a fail on. I just couldn't figure it out, so I stopped and I did something else with it because it was frustrating me. This is going to be for the body, the knitted portion of the Sedna shawl, for the crocheted edging of the Sedna shawl. I'm going to use this orange yarn. It's No Maker's Skeiny Dipper yarn, and it doesn't really have a colorway because it was one of her Skeiny Dippers, which I guess means it's a pot soaker. And this is 70% merino and 30% silk. It's gorgeous. It's really soft, and I think it'll go really, really well.
Yeah, she wasn't sure what she was going to use it for at first because orange really isn't one of her colors.
Yeah, orange is not one of my favorite colors, but I think this will go really well with the shawl I'm making. So I'm actually having fun with this. Once I got to the point where I understood what it was I was doing wrong,
all of it,
everything. Do not, in fact, wish to discuss it. Sorry. Anyway, I'm having fun with this. I find. Stop it.
I don't know what you're talking about. You see, you have no evidence on screen.
Yes. Do you see the movement? Stop it. I will be forced to make you stop.
She's talking to the mouse in her pocket.
Anyway, I'm talking to the hand in my side. Anyway, this These needles, I like the Haya needles, but I don't particularly. I think these are Hayas. Are these Hayas?
No, look.
I think these are Hayas, but they're fixed circulars, and
the cord looks very similar to the one that I had to deal with.
The cord drives me insane.
It's a very fixed.
It's very stiff, and it's constantly getting in the way. It makes me nutty. I can't wait. I think I'm going to put these on my Knit Picks interchangeables. But I am enjoying the pattern anyway, despite the little...
Hey, why did you use your Hayas for it?
I don't remember. It may have been when I was just picking up needles because I thought I was going to be knitting, and now I'm actually...
No, I mean, why did you use it for this project?
I think I was in a hurry to find the 6s, and I had put my Knit Picks away. So...
Now, I really like my Haya swivels. I still think the cord's kind of stiff, but at least the swivel can move it out of my way.
Yeah, I find that I'm trying to knit, and especially when I still have the small number of stitches on the needle, I find that the I find that the cord gets in the way, and then I get frustrated because it gets tangled up in my yarn, it gets tangled up in my needles, and I feel like going, ugh. So
you feel like going, ugh?
Yes. Go on.
Okay.
Now that you've sufficiently reclaimed the conversation.
Okay,
Whoa.
so I apologize for that. If somebody's eating something hot, always makes my nose.
I think it's always back here because.
Well, also eating something hot when it's cold.
Yeah.
Okay, the next project I worked on a little bit was during the actual meal at Maggiano's, and while I was waiting, because I'm not usually up during the day, and I've been up since 6:30 that morning at that point, which is usually when I'm thinking of going to bed. I still would have been knitting, but that was just a convenient excuse, because I don't like waiting.
Although you did go to bed a little.
Yeah, I went to bed a little early, but I would have been knitting regardless of whether or not I got enough sleep. This was the project I was working on while I was waiting for food to come and while I was talking with people. It's called the Rain. Well, I'm calling it the Rainbow Poncho. That's what the project's called on my project page. It's Capa Passepartout, which always makes you think of Passepartout from Around the World in 80 Days. I guess Passepartout.
I think so.
Yeah,
it's French.
I think it is Passepartout. So Capa Passepartout by Francesca Flori. I make it for me using US 8, and I'm using the yarn by Kimberly R and KR Dye Works in the Rainbow Gradient colorway. So this is basically a poncho. I'd start with the collar. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to go with the collar.
Is that going to get over your head all right?
It stretches, Mom. It's
I know
ribbing.
it stretches, but
It'll be fine.
yeah.
Yeah,
it should be fine.
So I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to go with the collar, because I don't like a huge, tall collar. Because I don't want to cover my favorite color by folding it in over on itself. They make it that way you can flip it over your mouth if you want to.
How much more do you have of this color?
Oh, I have a ton.
I don't mean the whole yarn, I mean the red. Yeah, you do have a fair amount of the red and blue before it goes into the orange.
And this isn't blue, this is purple.
Purple, yeah.
This is the purple looks like it's being eaten because it's squished. So, as you saw last time, it is very multicolored.
Looks like a big eyeball.
It does look like a big eyeball. So it's very multicolored. This is for the color for our cow for autism awareness. So I got a fair amount of work on this in the midst of talking. And this is my purse project because it's 2x2 ribbing, so very simple. And it's in my colorful bag by Ploverbird with the frogs all rocking out.
That's such a fun bag.
It is.
Ooh, I should be getting my bag from Lois this month. A turtle bag. Yay. Sometime this month.
Yes, you should be. Whoops, that's not what I want to do.
What are you doing?
I'm marking off that I need to earbird, Cloverbird. Yep. All right, your turn.
I was so excited to see that she has sweater bags now.
I know.
Yay!
At least I gave up buying knitting stuff for Lent. But
well, we also had a reason. Something happened to us, to our family actually. First, I went to the pharmacy to get medicine for my daughter for Davina, and they rejected my check card, my debit card. So that's strange. So I paid by check. They let me pay by check, which I'm grateful for because Davina needs her medicine. Went to the bank to see, okay, maybe it was just that teller. And I went to the machine there, and the machine gave me $20. I said, okay, I'll just go back and make sure there's no charges on my account that I don't know about. There were over $500 in charges against my checking account from Brooklyn, New York, which I have not been to, especially not that morning. So we called the bank, and I got that all straightened out, got a new card for that, which leads into what happened to her.
So I get up on Wednesday morning. I had to work that day, so right after I got out of the shower, I had a phone call that didn't make it through. So I called it back. It just came back with a voicemail initially. And it turned out to be the bank, and they said that morning, when I had been asleep already, there have been charges to my account, and it turned out to be over $1,000 closing that credit card account. And it was to Paris, France.
Where you have not been since you were like 8?
Yes. So they closed off that credit card, and I didn't get charged any of that. Then on March 1st, so only a few days later, I tried to buy something at tea at Trader Joe's, and find that my credit card is being refused.
Denied.
It's denied. And I don't use my debit card, so I didn't even try that because I don't like giving people direct access to my bank account. So Mom paid for my stuff, and I had to pay her back. And I called the bank. I checked my stuff on my on
her phone because we were worried about it. My mother, who was driving, had to do an errand that was time sensitive for a 93-year-old person. We had to go do it. So I told Talia, go ahead, and you have the ability to do it on your phone. Do it on the phone.
So I checked on my phone, and I got a little worried because it looked like there might have been something to my debit account as well. But I couldn't tell for sure. So I called the bank, and it turns out that day, while I was off doing errands and stuff, someone accessed not only my second credit card, but my debit card, which I haven't used in forever, and was making purchases. Again, Paris, France. So in a matter of a week, less than a week, I had all 3 of my cards compromised.
So please be very careful. We know that you are, but be very careful when you're doing your payments online, or even more so sometimes when you're doing it in the stores. If at all possible, don't give your credit card or your debit card out to the person when you pay your restaurants. Go and pay it if you can. And I know I'm talking to the choir, but
there's a lot of fraud going on right now.
There's a lot of fraud going on. My nephew had $2,000 in charges over, he's stationed in Japan, $2,000 in his card that he did not do. Just be careful, okay? We don't want you guys to get caught off guard. I happen to check our accounts very frequently, and since I had been burned, I had Talia doing the same thing. So we caught it, but if you're not used to doing that, if you do a lot of online, please be careful. Please take a look at your online accounts if you have that access. If you don't, I highly recommend getting it, even if you don't use it,
just so you're able to
check on your accounts. We just don't want somebody to clean out your account, so please be careful.
But that's part of why I wasn't able to get sweater bags as well. There's no capability. I can't make any online purchases until all my credit cards come in.
Right.
I have no access. I can't make payments to Amazon, anything.
So that's our public service announcement for today. Just be careful, please. Is it your turn or mine? Mine? Okay, I have one more whip. It is the True Love, which is the
True Love.
I should call it Buttercup.
There we go.
I'm calling it True Love because it's the Downton Abbey mystery cowl, but because I bought it after the cowl, but I bought. Are you quite finished?
Where's the ball?
Stop it. Where's the Venus shawl when I need it? Would you like to do this? I love you still?
I need you.
Okay, your turn. Show me. Anyone, darling, more than I had from the start. This is why she has no friends. Buttercup, don't break my heart. I'll break something.
Your turn.
Go ahead. Anyways, now that Miss Rudeness is finished,
I need you.
The Downton Abbey mystery cowl was just finished. I think it was like a month ago, and I bought the cowl before she made the pattern available as a True Love, and she was, for people who had gotten the cowl, she made this version available for free, so I picked it up because it doesn't have all the extraneous verbiage that she did, like the diary. I think it's like a diary. What do you call it? Entries in between each day's piece of the puzzle, so to speak. So I call it the True Love because even though it's listed under Downton Abbey mystery cowl.
Now you're gonna call it Buttercup.
Well, right now it's under True Love. I didn't change it yet.
True Love.
But it's by Michelle I'm sorry, Michelle. I don't know if I pronounced this right. Dunayer. Dunayer.
Oh, it's hard.
It's Dunaier. But anyway, she has a podcast.
But the N is capitalized.
Yes. She's got a group called Madcap something or other. It's really fun. She does a lot with Downton Abbey. And this pattern was made as a cowl. Anyway, I'm crocheting the shawl with, I think it's an H hook, and Kimberly R sock yarn in the blue dress colorway. And I haven't made too much progress in this. I had a really bad headache the day I started this at my parents' house. And my parents like the TV really loud, and so
although we had music going on at that point.
Yeah, I guess it was music. They like that loud too.
It was Grandma's Spanish music.
Yeah.
Blaring.
Well, before that was classical.
But then Dad complained, so she turned to Spanish music.
Yeah. He's not shy about complaining. But so I started this upstairs. I'm not sure I started it right. I have to look again and see. This is a paid pattern, so I can't really show you much. I don't have much in the way to show you anyway. But this is how far I got. And I may have to start over again because I'm not sure if the beginning chain is supposed to be a double crochet, count as a double crochet because it doesn't say. But
the yarn
color is absolutely gorgeous. I think it's going to be perfect. It's all these different shades of blue. You've got like a sky blue, a slate blue, a royal blue.
But it's not sky blue pink.
No, there's no pink except on my gloves.
Have you figured out what you're going to do with the sky blue pink?
Not yet, for Christmas? But I will. I might do a
I should have gotten two of those, but I didn't think of it.
I might do a shawlette with that. I'll have to see. I think I have a No Maker's yarn that if I
although if you order another one of sky blue pinks from that dyer, you could, if you do two together, it will not matter that it's not the same dye lot.
But if I do two together, I don't have any more yardage.
That's true.
So, but anyway, this I just started it. I'm looking forward to getting more done on it once I figure out if the beginning chain and subsequent chain, multiple chain, is a double crochet. It does not say. But the yarn itself is really nice. The pattern has charts and written directions. And it looks like a lot of fun. And those of you who like the geeky kind of, maybe geeky is not right specifically. I'm planning on doing this for the pop culture cowl for Knitting in Circles, I think it is.
It is Knitting in Circles.
And so it's really pop culture reference. And so
which can be just about anything.
Which can be anything. But she's already got something coming up for some kind of party she's going to be throwing for her group that you might want to check out. That's another shawl. I'm not sure. I think it's a shawl that I think has to do with Downton Abbey as well. I'm not positive. But check it out. You might like it.
There's a lot of Downton Abbey patterns out there because that's really popular right now.
Right.
Okay, so I've been working a lot of red lately, and I just needed a break because I've been working the whole Aloha almost exclusively to the point where I was about ready to pull out my hair. Not because I don't like the whole Aloha, but because I'm not used to be a monogamous knitter anymore. So I decided to start the Robin Fingerless gloves by Ducky Dame. She sells her patterns on Etsy, although you can find the the pattern page on Ravelry.
She should so do a Darkwing Duck.
I think she'll probably will at some point. Oh, your hands are warm. So I'm using US 6, and I'm basically using stash yarn right now. I'm on my green stash yarn. I think it's Red Heart. So it's going to be green, red, black, and yellow. So it'll work for the colorful cow. I'm on the green, which feels like a balm after working on red for so long. Even though red's my favorite color.
It's a very bright green.
Now I've almost doubled what she's told me to do the cuff. I like a long cuff, even longer than this one here. So
Like this?
Yeah, more like that. So I'm going to keep doing the cuff until it's the length I want it to be, and then I'll move into the red.
How long is it? You still need a little bit to go.
Yeah, I'll probably triple it, because I want it a little longer than that, I think. I don't know. I'll determine after I double it. I might just double it.
Is that going to be seamed and then worked in the round, or is it going to be...
It'll be seamed at the end, because they tell you to work it on straights. I just don't do straights. But it's just right now a knit one purl one. And I found on on Pinterest of all places, someone posted something about how to weave in knitted ends as you go along for color changes or yarn changes to make it so you don't have to have all these ends to weave at the very end. So I am totally going to try this for my Robin, because I hate weaving in ends. And if it'll make it that much easier for me, that'll be amazing.
Polly says you should just ask me to do it. Gotta love Polly.
And that's Polly Knits of the Polly Knits podcast.
We love you, Polly.
But that is... And I just started this today because I was like, I need something that's instant gratification. Something that's going to get finished a lot quicker than a sweater. Even though I love my sweaters, it's just I'm used to having a sweater and something a little more instant gratification with it now. And I haven't had anything instant gratification in about a month. Although I need to get cracking on Josh and my former college roommate Mel's baby blanket for their baby. They know it's going to be a boy now, so I kind of wish I had chosen a color other than light purple.
But okay, though purple's purple.
And I mean, ultrasounds can lie.
Yeah, especially with boys.
So, the baby shower is in the end of April, and I need to get that blanket done by then. The little toy is done. And you saw Ladybird several podcasts, many podcasts.
Yeah, we were still podcasting back in the other room that time.
But yeah, it was before Christmas. So I need to get cracking on the blanket. I mean, it's close to done. I just need to. I have a few more inches to finish the blanket itself, and then I need to do the hood part. And as soon as I finish the Ho Aloha, I'll focus on that. Alrighty. So, there's no FOs?
There are no FOs, and I think that, our next on the needles type stuff, which we aren't really doing, is basically the same.
Yeah. I mean, it changes each week.
Yeah, I mean, I hesitate to say next on the hooks and needles unless I really know I'm going to do it, because chances are I change it, or I don't do it, or pick up something completely different. So
yeah, I mean, I don't
stick to it. The only thing I'm sticking to basically is my autism awareness, and I do need to get back to the nativity. Oh, the one thing I do have to pick up, my hairdresser is having a baby, and I was talking to Talia about something or other, was it this morning?
Yeah, probably.
And I was like, oh, I think we're talking about cables.
Yeah, because I was talking about the free crafting class to do
on
cable collars.
And I was like, oh, She gave me a pattern for Christmas last year. I think it was Christmas or my birthday.
It was for your birthday.
My birthday. Last year, called the Solace, I think it's called. And
it might be. Yeah.
And it's cabled baby blanket. And I love the pregnancy center and all that, and I don't have any problem giving that to them. But I'd really like to give something that nice to someone I really know and care about. So
you should totally do that in green.
I'm going to do it in green because I was going to do it in rose.
Besides, it's called Solace.
Solace, yeah. I was going to do pink with the green edging, but now I think I'll do it green. I don't know what her baby is going to be, so I will do it in green.
Besides, you can never be sure with ultrasound.
Right. Well, especially with little boys.
Mm-hmm.
Umbilical cords sometimes get in the way.
Yeah.
But so I'm going to try. I think I'm going to go ahead and start that, and I need to get moving on that because I think she's due. Did she say September or May? No, she said September.
No, she's
September.
Not. Yeah, she's
right
late.
Before the retreat. Yeah.
Because she's later than
Yeah. So I need to get started on that, which is why I'm dropping things that I don't wish to do. To borrow a certain snickety kind of characters.
Yeah, I'm losing my mojo on my Justice League squares, so I'll do them when I feel like it. I think all of the ends to weave in are driving me nuts. So they might become very pretty pot holders, or they might get done like 20 years later.
We're both kind of in the same boat with that because I have 2 squares, and I was looking at them on my project page, and I think the green one will be one of my nicer pot holders, or maybe a plant, underneath a plant or something. The other one, I don't know, maybe it'll be a pot holder. I don't care so much for that one. It's a beautiful pattern. I just didn't do it right. I did, however, find a couple patterns that I like, but if I do squares, it's going to be because I want to do them and not for cowl, because it's not really a good idea for me to do a cowl with something I'm not really all that thrilled about doing. It's not that I don't like what comes out of it. I admire people who can do blocks, but unless I can find something I really like and I feel, I guess I have a little bit of perfectionism. I don't like it wonky, and so
a little bit of perfectionism. Little?
Yes, little. Yes.
Un poquito.
Un poquito. Un petite. But anyway, I just decided that squares I will do as I saw one that I might want to try, but if I do it, I'll do it. If I don't, I don't. I just don't want to be tied down to that. Stash enhancement?
Mine was, well, I was untangling some yarn for her so she could.
For who? Her?
You, her.
For me, her.
Actually, the one she's using for Downton Abbey. And it was a bear. So Mom gifted me her part of the Heaven and Nature seeing yarn. So I have a total of 462 yards.
Because I love the color, but I honestly couldn't see myself doing something with
231 yards
of DK weight.
But now I have 462 yards of DK weight.
I did keep my
and I could possibly do a there's enough. You know that shawl I was showing you, the sunset shawl? Mm-hmm. There's enough here to work that small one.
Oh, good.
Now that would be a lighter version. It would be DK versus worsted.
Mm-hmm.
But
that would be pretty.
That's a possibility.
And you could always put an edging if you needed.
Yeah.
Or start it with an edging or whatever. But I kept the stitch marker because I wanted my cardinal, and I kept my bag. But I just, I figured she helped me out with that. It was a bear, and I even had a bear getting it on the ball winder even. It was just a pain. But she deserved it.
So I got some yarn.
She didn't even have to buy it.
I know.
Okay, my stash enhancement. When we were at the mall, we were looking around at things. Went to Hallmark to buy my dad a card. And to buy Davina a card because Davina had been having a hard time that day. And Vera Bradley was having a sale at Hallmark, and this was half price. It's a little bag, and I think it was meant to be a cosmetics bag, but I'm going to be using it for notions. It's a perfect size. It's Vera Bradley that I love. I know it's good, so I'm looking forward to using it. It's a pretty color. I got Talia a contact case that's in the same material. So that was
matchy.
Well, that's why I didn't get her one of these because I didn't want it to be, you can't really see what's in it, and so you pick up the wrong one. But and they didn't have much left because of the sale. So I would have gotten her, if they had a different fabric, I would have got a different one for her. But so this is my stash enhancement. My husband told me to get it. My husband wanted me to go ahead and get the great big bag that was on sale for like, I think it was $40. It was an $80 bag for $40. The only problem with it was it didn't zip up closed. So I said I didn't want to get it. Got this instead.
There'd be a phone in the back.
I don't care. Who?
I don't know.
I don't care. I'll call back later.
So I don't have obsessions that will take us into the autism awareness count.
Yes. Autism awareness. Here they are.
You put it in front of my knitting. I couldn't see what I was doing.
Autism awareness. They are coming to say hello. They are our autism awareness.
Well, obviously it wasn't an important phone call. It was a machine.
Yes. They are autism awareness mascots. They say hello. Rainbow and happy. Over here. Okay, autism awareness is going strong. We have a couple of projects in our project page. We'd love to see more. Any kind of projects, from dishcloths to blankets to toys to sweaters and shawls, whatever you want to make, as long as it's bright colored. Any bright colors.
3 at least.
3 at least.
And like that's how this counts. There's bright green, there's bright red, and there's bright yellow.
Right. Black can be an accent, like hers is going to be. You know, it can't be more than about 10 or 15% of the project.
Because you don't want it to be mostly black.
No, we want it to be.
Maybe I only need
right.
purple.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
So we, just bright colors. Any kind of project you want. Small, big, doesn't matter. We'd love to see them. In there we have 3 bags for prizes, and we may have other prizes. I may have a skein of yarn to donate. We may have patterns as well. Depends on how many people put in their projects. So please join us. We'd love to have it. Have you there. And you can get neat prizes. Yay, prizes. I do have some information to give you about autism this week. And I will try not to read completely off the paper. I went through and I kind of did bullet statements. No one really knows what causes autism. They have theories that range from genetics to environmental to hereditary and medical problems. So there's a whole gamut of things that could cause autism and the different autistic spectrum disorders. There does seem to be a pattern of autism-related disabilities in many families, though not all, that could support a genetic theory for causation. No one gene has been identified as causing the problem. They're still looking for that, although it has been found that some children have more of a susceptibility to autism than others. They just can't figure out what the trigger might be that sets it off. Okay. Some researchers believe that there are certain conditions where the genes may block the proper development of brain development. Okay, the brain itself, that causes autism or autistic spectrum disorders, and you can see that. I guess I don't know if it's X-rays. I don't have it here, but there's a difference in the brains of the children who have autism.
Probably
and
an
those who
MRI.
don't. Probably an MRI.
Because you can't X-rays for like bones. And
right.
Stuff.
Right.
MRI is for soft tissue. MRI is CAT scan. MRI would be the most
in depth. There are, like I said, other potential factors for the onset of autism and their related disorders could be problems during pregnancy or delivery. Davina had the cord wrapped around her neck a couple of times. They had to shove her back in so they could loosen the cord and pull her back out. We thought we were going to lose her. So that could be one of the reasons. I also have a sister who could have had ADD type things. We don't know about autism. She's perfectly able to handle herself, and she was in the military and all that, so there's no problem there. But there are also environmental factors. Viral infections. Davina was thought to have had, potentially, they were going to have a spinal tap done on her when she was 6 months old because they thought she might have spinal meningitis. When she was 3, they thought she might have contracted viral meningitis. So that could have also, screensaver, that could have also had something to do with the autistic spectrum disorder that she came down with along with her other disabilities. No one knows for sure what it is that causes it. We need more research. They also said metabolic imbalances and exposure to environmental chemicals can have some effect, not effect. What's the word I'm looking for? Impact on it. Some people say diet might be something that can be manipulated to help, and some people actually find that to be helpful. We didn't find it to be overly helpful, although cutting down on doing a sugar and things like that is helpful as it would be for any child. But I'm talking about like red dyes, yellow dyes, things like that. That the chemicals and preservatives and things that may be, if not a cause, maybe something that intensifies the autistic spectrum traits that come out in these children and adults. So yeah, they don't really have an idea of the definite cause. They don't have a definite cause, but they have some ideas that they are researching for that.
This is going to be a slight sidetrack because I'm reaching the point where I'm changing colors. I want to show you guys the new skill. Okay. So, this is your tutorial. We're about to change colors and do it without having to do much weaving in. You're going to have about at least a 6-inch, if not more, tail that you cut off. Let it hang. Then you're going to put your needle in as if to knit. So, I'm trying to turn around a bit so that people can see what I'm doing. So you're going to put your needle in as if to knit. You're then going to take your new yarn. Okay. You're going to take your new yarn and put it the opposite way that you would normally to knit. So instead of putting it through, let's see, to knit, I would usually put it over this way. To add a new color, I would do it the other direction. So, or actually, I would put the old color the other direction. So like that. So if I was knitting normally, I would do it this way. I'd put it the other direction with the old color. Then I would go ahead and I would attach my new color, and holding on to my old color, I would pull through the red only, like so. Not sure if I did that right. Talking to myself. Pull over the red only, so I have to leave the green over here. Back, come here. Here. I'll just grab it with my other hand. There we go. So when I loop the green over, I'm holding it now with my other hand. There we go. That's how I do it, I think. No, it's not. Sorry, I'm figuring this out while I'm talking to you. I might have to wait to show it to you until I have a better idea of it myself.
The tutor is still learning the tutoring.
Well, I just saw it online, like right before I got on the podcast.
Well, that's not a problem.
Okay. Let's see if that does the trick. Let's see if it does. Because no, I don't think that did anything. Okay. I'll tell you when I figure it out.
She'll figure it out. She'll show you next week.
Because I don't think that did anything. To be quite honest with you.
Well, you tried.
All right, never mind. I'll show you next week when I figure it out.
Okay.
I checked it on my Pinterest. I posted it to Plurk as well. I'm still figuring it out.
Okay. Do you have any writing?
No, I don't.
Neither one of us did any writing. It's been busy, and I was complaining that I didn't have time to do anything, so I didn't write anything either. I do have a thank you, however, to Lindsay of the Three Stitches podcast for reminding everyone about our Autism Awareness Cal. I haven't completely caught up with all my podcasts yet, so I'm not sure.
I haven't either.
I'm not sure if some of the other podcasters have also mentioned us again. If they have, I thank you in advance, and you will be thanked next week again. But Lindsay, I did catch your podcast this morning, and I do want to thank you. You make me giggle. Thank you for pulling a Lindsay today, so I didn't have to do it. But she did shout us out, and I appreciate that. Check her out. Check the Three Stitches podcast group out. You can double dip there for our Cal if you join both groups. So that's my thank you. Anything for you?
Nope, that's it for me.
Hi. There you go, Mikey. Dead space is not a good thing on a podcast.
Okay, I'm just trying to test the theory.
Anyway, okay, so we are going to say goodbye.
Wow.
Because my co-host is doing whatever she's doing. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful week. This is Monday, so have a wonderful week. And enjoy your knitting and crocheting. Thank you for joining us, despite the disjointedness.
Never try to figure out something new on the air.
Yes, so we do appreciate you coming. We look forward to seeing you at Pen Hook and Needles. Please give us a rating on iTunes, or you don't have to say anything. Even just a star rating would be great if you want to. If you're nice, if you don't like us, don't say anything, please.
And really, that's it. Sorry about the distraction, and we look forward to seeing you around the boards.
Yep. God bless.
All right. God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, we're under an hour. All right. Bye.